We are live and we're back after a 1 week hiatus there. Had some unforeseen circumstances. Tonight we're just slightly late. Had some technical difficulties with echoes and cameras and that kind of stuff, but we're here, we're ready to go. And it's another play test. I already forgot, this is number 8, is that correct?
I'll take your word on it.
Sure. It's in the title, someone will read it. Another play test of the Season 4, unofficial Season 4 cards, authored by Stephen, our esteemed guest there in the corner. Guillaume is also joining us. And I am playing against Nathan, the Agent of Death.
I do want to point out, because we are playing with killer cards tonight, there's a possibility we might see one of the 2 cards that were authored by Guillaume and Nathan from the episode Synchrony, both of which were... Wait, were both killer cards? No, one was definitely a killer card.
One was definitely a killer card.
Yeah.
It may show up. I don't know.
Oh, the other one was Warning from the... That's not a killer card. That's the one that, like, rewinds. But yes, there's one killer card from Synchrony that Nathan and Guillaume put their heads together on. And, so here's a chance where that card might see a little bit of play tonight.
All right. Well, like Stephen said, this is a play test, and we are including killer cards. We did that last time. Didn't see a whole lot of action in that, so we're going to give it another shot. And Nathan, in all fairness, I've given you every opportunity with my choice of agents here to pull out those killer cards. Same team as last time. Fred Neumhauser, Detective Manners, Denny Pendrell. They've got targets on their back, so I'll be gravely disappointed if they are still in the game by the end of this.
Our teams look pretty similar.
They do.
Well, I guess I won't spoil anything. I can't give you too much intel about my deck here, but we're both starting Manners and Patterson.
So who's your Season 5 agent? I can't read that. Who's the Season 4 agent joining you guys?
So I have Hosteen and Burke, and then the Season 4 agent is Deputy Pastor, who tends to be pretty good in combat, I hear.
Indeed. Is that who you have, David?
I have Deputy Barney Pastor. He's another one with a target on his back, if I remember correctly. So I wanted to include him in there.
Awesome.
Just to set the ground rules for anyone who is not a regular viewer, so you know what we're doing here. We are play testing Season 4 cards, so you'll see a mixture in my deck. I've got the regular printed cards from the beginning, official cards, Premier, Truth is Out There, and the Mulder set. And then I have Season 4 cards mixed in. They are the white cards, so I can take notes and that sort of thing if we need to make any edits. Respectively, Nathan has the same concept, but yellow paper, so you can see those.
Only the agents are yellow. They're white otherwise. So.
Oh, all right.
Exactly.
There you go. You'll see a mix of play test cards along with pre-printed ones, so that explains why they look a little different. And as we mentioned before, we're playing with killer cards, not a typical thing. Very cool. I've been waiting for this since I've got my first pack to play killer cards and see what kind of mayhem I can unleash. So we'll see what happens.
I have to say, in deck building, one of the things I did is looked at every single killer card that's been made. They are just so specific. You've got to, if you put them in your deck, a lot of them, because they only target a single agent, you got to hope that your opponent has them, or they just sit there and they're dead cards. So
very expensive dead cards.
Some of them, yeah. So a little disappointing that way. I didn't put too many of those in my deck, but there's some other really good ones, and hopefully there are good ones in Season 4. There will also be some good ones, I think, in future expansions that we do. So, I'm pumped.
Well, now that we've opened the door for killer cards, I think we're gonna be seeing those more and more often as we agree to use them. So. Our decks are all shuffled. We did that off camera. I see, Nathan, you're already drawing your hand there. Guillaume and Stephen, I'm going to send you to the back as usual. If you have anything to add, start waving your hands, and I'll keep my eye on the studio there. Make sure to bring you in if there's any questions or clarifications.
Copy that.
All right, gentlemen.
Good luck.
I'm going to need it.
We'll see. I do have a token here that we can use to flip to see who gets to go first. It is an X on one side and regular dime on the other. We can agree the X will be the heads. Nathan, do you want to call it in the air?
All right.
All right, 3, 2, 1, here we go.
Heads.
It is tails.
You know, I have not won one of those yet, David. Every time we do them, I call heads. There's got to be some kind of probability glitch in the matrix here.
You can blame the Denver Mint on a weighted dime.
Excellent. All right, so you're going to go first, I take it?
I am actually going to concede to you. I want to see what you have going on.
Okay.
I am going to draw my cards here.
Let's move these guys up a little. All right. Hey, quiet. Gracie, you're going to be a YouTube star if you keep barking. All right. All right, so we'll go to briefing. I will draw my card for the turn. Let's see. Before I go any further, I'm going to pay 2, go down to 3 to play Friend in the FBI, which I just drew. That was pretty nice. So let's see, I can move this over. I think Friend in the FBI just sits in my bureau, right? Yeah. All right, and so I'll use 2 of the tokens right away. Go back up to 5 in my res pool, and then create res. So Patterson is going to give me 2, 3 from Hosteen, nothing from Manners, 4 from Burke, and 5 from Pastor for a total of 10.
Mm-hmm.
And then let's see. I'll pay 2 and draw 2 cards. Actually, make it 1. So I'll go down to 9 reds. Draw 1. Your turn to buy and sell.
Okay. I'm good for selling, but I am going to buy just 1, just to kind of bulk it up a little bit. And I'll turn back to you.
Okay, so no healing. We'll go to requisition, and I will use Pastor's ability. He gets a token removed during the requisition phase to search my bureau deck for a keyword weapon or armor card and attach it to Pastor at half cost. Probably no surprise that I'm going to go get the SWAT tactical gear with that. SWAT tactical gear is a 6-cost weapon and armor equipment card that adds 1 to the long range and close range combat skills. It also serves as a Kevlar vest So it's basically 3 prevent damage tokens on it. And Pastor's ability allows it to equip at half cost. So I'm going to pay 3 for that. Go down to 6 res. It's equipped there. David, remind me if you know when can I exchange equipment between agents? Is that any time, or do we need the judges?
Only during the requisition phase.
Okay,
Yep.
so I got to do it now. So Pastor is going to loan Patterson his SWAT gear.
All right.
And then during the requisition, I might as well also use Manners token, or one of them, to go get a witness card in my hand. That witness card is going to be Officer Corning, who's going to give me a resource point every time a keyword criminal investigation or primordial card is played. So that'll go in my hand. And can I play that? Can I play that now, or do I have to wait for to play a site?
Oh, you're asking all the tough questions.
I know, sorry. I think I can play it now, but just want to make sure.
I think
Is
you
it
can play
witness
it.
resource?
What's that, Guillaume?
Is this a witness resource?
Yes.
Yes, you can play it now.
Okay. So I'll do that and go down to 3 resource points.
Big spender.
Yeah. We'll put him next to a friend in the FBI. So requisition's over. Deployment, we're going to send everybody up to the field. And I'm going to, during the case assignment phase, play pay 2, go down to actually play 2 sites this turn. I'm going to play a Broad Street, Philadelphia, which is a criminal investigation 4+, and method question. And I'm going to play Los Angeles, California, which is an occult or investigation or evidence collection 5+, and affiliation or method question. And then I'm going to get 1 res back from the Officer Corning card for my criminal investigation site. And then also during case assignment, we're going to use Hosting's ability to take a look at your hand, and I'll get to pick a conspiracy card out of that.
So you see them all, right? Not just conspiracy.
I think so.
Yeah. I'll lay them out here and then read them off to you. Some good ones here, so be gentle to me. We've got a bluff card as the death card, which is play to add 4 conspiracy points to your pool immediately. Got Peter Calcagni. Force your opponent to discard 1 witness resource immediately. Event card, Mortality Imminent. Place this card on an opposing agent afflicted with the keyword cancer. The agent is immediately moved to the hospital and must remain in the hospital until cancer is removed. Got equipment is defibrillator. Attach this card to any agent with a medical skill of 1 or more and place 2 tokens on the card. Remove a token to either heal 1 token of damage or negate 1 evolutionary adversary. Dr. Daniel Trepkos, which negates 1 primordial creature. U.S. Marshal Tapia adds 1 to a team's evidence collection skill check. Got Eddie Van Blunt, an adversary. I place this card beneath an opposing agent of my choice and place 2 tokens on the agent. Remove a token during each of your opponent's debriefing phases. While in play, the agent's skills except health become -1 and all equipment cards are discarded. And then last one is an event. It's alien experimentation. Negate 1 keyword event. Okay, and Guillaume has a comment he wants to make here.
Oh no, sorry, that's my bad. Sorry, I forgot that you bought 1 card. So I was like, why do you have 8 cards? But I forgot that you bought 1. Sorry.
We're all good.
You're supposed to say, I was just swatting a fly. I was swatting at a fly.
You said Calcagni negates a witness resource?
Correct, yes. It forces you to discard the witness resource immediately.
Well, I don't like that, but I also don't like Eddie Van Blunt. How much does Eddie cost?
6.
And he can just be played on an agent, right? That's his only activator, if I remember right.
Well, yeah, conspiracy and agent.
Agent, yeah. Yeah, it's going to be Eddie. It's going to be our friend Eddie is the bad card.
And refresh my memory, he's removed from the game or just discarded?
No, so you get to keep it and you can play it, but if you do, I get to ask you a question.
I should have included the guy that says the tinfoil hat.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, now that that's out of the way.
So bluffs for you, my friend. I think you've got a few.
I do. I'm going to play 1 on each.
Yeah. All right, so one of those is Ditch a Witness. One of those gives you some extra conspiracy points.
Decisions.
Yeah, and if I choose incorrectly, you can always drop Eddie Van Blunt on me. Now, what do I want to do here?
I suppose I should clear up to which card goes to which site, so I'm not just playing you here. You've got Philadelphia and which one?
So Broad Street, Philadelphia, and Los Angeles, California.
Okay, so I'll have this one be Philadelphia and this one be Los Angeles.
Okay. All right, let's do. Man, this is actually pretty tough. Okay, let's do Burke and Hosteen only to Los Angeles. That's it.
Okay.
Just investigating LA.
Yeah. Which one are you going to go to first?
No. I'm only investigating Los Angeles,
Oh, okay.
and it's with Burke and Osteen. Did I guess right?
Pete
All right.
Kalpag.
All right. You're going to pay for him, I take it?
I am going to pay for him.
Okay. So Corning is toast.
Yes.
Discard. And I'm currently looking at 6 occult investigation there. Do I have to declare the question I'm going to ask right now, or just the ability?
Just the ability right now.
Okay, so it's occult investigation. I'm currently sitting at 6. Need 5 plus 4.
All right, boss. You're up.
All right, let's go with a method question, and let's go. Being a killer game and all, is your method violence?
Let me just quickly double check here. Here we go. And I'm sorry, my method, violence?
Yeah.
It is not.
Is your X-File card on the board there? Or? Right there. Okay. Gotcha. Okay, and then I think, so this is resolved. And I think my turn is over here. I have, 6 cards? 6 cards.
I also have 6 and no discard.
Okay. Yeah, we're good.
All right, then we'll draw for turn. And then we'll do my res. I get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Takes me to 10. And I'm going to buy 4. And I will turn to you to sell and buy.
Sure, just give me 1 second. Just looking something up quick.
And as a side note here, I need to bring in our judges really quick. I
Sure.
believe I have a misprint on my equipment card. It says RP is P. I don't have the actual cost of that card. Do you
Which
guys
card?
have that handy?
I do, David. What's the name of the card?
Defibrillator?
That is a, oh yeah. All the spreadsheet says is RP. Okay, I can't help you.
Hold on a sec. Should have had it pulled up from the get-go. Oh, I do have it. It should be on my phone. Let me find my phone real quick.
While we're doing that, I am going to.
Yeah, this is one of the few cards I have not sent to Dax yet. We're at the bottom of the well, or at the end of the stretch with these cards. He just has a few more equipment cards to RP cost 4.
4?
Yep.
Great, thank you.
I'm going to discard the Benzion Cemetery for 2.
Mm,
That'll put me up to 7 conspiracy. And no draws this turn.
interesting. All right, no healing. And for requisition, it's a little spendy, but I am going to equip Danny Pendrell with the defibrillator. That costs 4. And that's my only requisition. And then deployment, all of my agents are going to go to the field here. And case assignment, we are going to the Fairfield Zoo in beautiful Fairfield, Idaho, if I remember correctly. That is an observation 4 plus and a motive question.
No bluffs.
Okay. Then I will deploy Agent Pendrell, Detective Manners, and Bill Patterson. Anything you want to do before I investigate? Just so you know, that is observation 2 for 6. So on a 4 plus, I have 6.
And Patterson is 2. What are the other? Is that Manners there too?
They're all 2.
They're all 2. Oh boy.
So rude.
What kind of combat stats does Pendrell have?
Why do you ask? Pendrell is long range and close range are both 2.
Okay. Let's see here.
And I don't believe I paid for my site, so I'm going to take 2 off of there right now.
Okay. Pendrell has health 4, I'm assuming.
That's correct.
Oh boy.
Stephen, did I see you signed it?
All right, let's.
No, no sign. Okay, carry on. Just eating his popcorn.
Is that the defibrillator? Is that in the hospital you heal to, or is that anywhere?
Well, it says activator is hospital, so I think I need to be in the hospital in order for it to work. And Stephen is nodding his head, yes. So do you?
Wait a minute, if the activator is hospital, doesn't it have to be equipped in the hospital?
I believe, yeah, he's pointing at me. Is like, David, you got away with it.
Yeah, Nathan's right. Yeah. Sorry, it's one of the very few. It did not occur to me. Yes, that does have the activator of hospital. So, no good, David.
Okay, I'm going to add that back to my hand and add 4 back to my thing there, and we're back to normal.
If there's another piece of equipment or something you want to requisition, because they were in the bureau before, we can unwind the turn a little bit. You can do that if you like.
Very generous of you, but I don't need it. I'm good.
Okay. Well, I think we're gonna take a crack at him with Patterson then.
Okay,
I'm gonna use Patterson's ability to take a run at him.
Well, I'm going to use my Patterson's ability on your Patterson.
You can next turn if he's still alive.
Ooh.
No, actually, I'm going to get my ass kicked, but I'm going to send, I think, a couple of your agents to the hospital here. So
Yeah, I think we might be out on this one. Once per game, Agent Patterson may attack any team investigating a site as if he were an adversary with the appropriate activators. If a card is played that negates him, he is placed back into the controller's field. If he is reduced to 0 health, he is removed from the game.
Yep.
Muy interesante. And he's so long range is 2 on him, right?
Long range is 2, but he's got the SWAT gear attached. So that it's going to notch it up to 3. And we are going to deal, actually, I'm going to deal 3 to Manners.
All 3 to Manners?
Yeah, and you're going to deal 5 to me, right?
5, where you getting that number?
What's your long range?
Oh, 2, 4, 5. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So SWAT tactical. Oh, did I screw this up? So I have to discard this when the. Yeah. Okay. Never mind. We're not going to do that. No combat here.
No comment.
Because I can't. If I have to discard the tactical gear, I can't take out Pendrell because he's only going to have 3 close range then. Once you take off the tokens on the tactical gear, you have to discard the tactical gear.
Yep.
Which means he's no longer going to have that modifier to close range.
That's
which
right.
means this is not going to turn out good for me.
And you just take 2 tokens off and leave 1.
What's
Sorry,
that?
Dion, you didn't come out right there.
Can't you just take 2 tokens off and leave 1?
And then take the rest of it as
Oh, that's
damage.
true. Okay, let's do that. That's a great point. Sorry, Guillaume, you ranged a little bit into assisting an agent.
Well, Guillaume, you're going back to the studio, Guillaume.
So if I understand, Guillaume, what Guillaume is saying, you're selectively applying the damage, like 2 to the
Right.
the body armor, and then the other to Patterson.
And then it's going to be 3 to Patterson, right?
Huh.
Right.
I was just assumed like with the Kevlar vest, it's the first 3, but then again, if it doesn't spell it out, I suppose that works, doesn't it?
Because
It says you have to remove the token.
Oh yeah, because it absorbs the damage. But all right, yeah, no, yeah, I was just thinking like of the Kevlar. Yeah. All right. I mean, I think traditionally a person's going to just take the 3 off and then, and then
Traditionally, but Crazy Nate's not going to do that.
Well, and I say traditionally when we're talking about the Kevlar vest because it doesn't do anything other than protect the agent. So in that vein, yeah, I mean, there's no incentive to hold on to, one token of protection there. But in this case, there is. In fact, I hadn't really quite considered altogether when making that card. So well done.
Right.
I was just mentioning it because usually when I play the SWAT tactical gear, I forget to place the 3 tokens on it. And I noticed that when I was rereading the card this week. So that's why I mentioned it.
Yeah. Okay. So let's do this then. This is going to work. So
Godspeed.
Manners is going to do the 3. And then, so he's going to go to the hospital, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then we're going to go to close range, and you're going to kill my agent Patterson, remove him from the game, I think, because you're going to deal me 5 again, right?
Just 4 now, right? Since my guy's in the hospital. Or does he go to the hospital?
Patterson has close range 3.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah. So, and then I'm going to deal 4 to Pendrell.
Brutal.
Send him to that. Well, I did lose Patterson for the game now, so I don't know. That was probably stupid, but whatever. Let's roll with it.
All right. Yeah, I didn't have anything to stop that, so as a result of combat, I only have a 2 observation versus a 4 prerequisites, so I got nothing.
All right.
And we'll move to debriefing to 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh man, I expected a lot more from this hand.
That was very, very chancy on my part for turn 1 to remove my premium 6 cost agent from the game.
Oh man. Well, let me just recount here. I've got 8 cards, so I need to just discard 1. So I'll discard my Eddie Van Blunt adversary.
All right. All right. So my turn, I will draw my card for the turn.
Oh, I miscounted. I have 8. I had 8, so I need to discard 1 more.
Okay. While you're doing that, I'm going to remove Manner's last token and go get another witness.
Okay. I'm going to also discard U.S. Marshal Tapia.
Okay.
Now I'm down to 7 and turn to you.
All right. The witness I'm getting, you know him, you love him. It's Officer Corning again.
That guy.
Since he was so unceremoniously murdered. He's back. So generate res, I'm only going to generate 3 now, plus my 2 from friend in the FBI for a total of 5. So I'm at 6 right now. And I'm going to pay 2 to draw 2. Where am I? Yeah, pay 2 to draw 2. Putting me at 4. And it's your turn to buy and sell, David.
All right.
Well, you're doing. Oh, sorry.
Well, I was going to sell Danny Trepkos for 2, and then I'm going to buy 2. And you're up.
Can I ask the judge, before we move on from the briefing phase, can I ask the judges, can I have 2 friend in the FBIs out at the same time, or is it just 1?
Doesn't say on the card, so I suppose yeah.
Yeah, say it never happened, but yeah, you can. It doesn't say on the card that you can't, so.
Okay. So I'll pay the 2, I'll play another friend, and then I'll gain the 2. And we'll have 8 left on this one. All right, so no healing. I have no requisition. Deployment, they're all going to stay in the field. I'm going to pay 1 during case assignment to play Central Prison, Raleigh, North Carolina. It is occult investigation or criminal investigation, 5+, motive or method. If the method is possession, if that's my question, it's 4+. And that will be my only sight this turn.
All right. Well, a lot of time. No bluffs.
All right.
Oh, Steven's got something he needs to add.
Don't forget to pay for your site, Nathan.
Yep, just doing it.
Okay, good one.
Around to 2 on that. Wait, no, I did pay for the site, didn't I? I was at 4, and I went down to 3. Yeah. All right, no bluffs. Yeah, what the heck? We'll send everybody. And it's going to be an occult investigation. I think. What's my crew? Yeah, it's going to be an occult investigation, and it's going to be the 5+ for that one.
I have nothing to stop you.
All right, so it'll be a method question. Is your method threats?
It is threats.
Okay. right. All right, that's that. I'll discard that, and I have 7 cards, so no discard for me.
I have 8. I'm going to discard Mortality Imminent.
Rocking those cancer cards today.
Every day, my friend.
Every
It's
day.
it's one of my favorite new mechanics.
That is pretty cool. Except for unless you're the agent who has cancer, then it sucks.
Yeah, not so cool on that
Not so
one.
cool. All right. All you, my friend.
All right, then I'll get started. I'll draw for turn. And generate res. Got 1, 2, 3, 4. Oof. I'm going to buy 2. And I'll turn it to you.
All right. Yeah, nothing for me.
Nothing. All
Nothing.
right, I'll move to healing. Remove 1 from each.
I think Pendrell gets 2 off, right?
Yeah, because his health is 4. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. No requisition deployment. I'll leave it as is. Case assignment. I have no site cards, so no case assignment. Anything you want to play before we move to debriefing?
I got nothing.
Okay. Oh, I got 10 cards. Oh, man. All right. I don't think I'll need these next round, so I'm going to discard the defibrillator, hospital gown, and first aid. And I will turn back to you.
All right. Draw my card for turn. Generate res. It's going to be 3 from my agents. 4, 5, 6, 7 from the friends in the FBI. Plus 3, so that'll put me at 10. And I'm going to draw. I'm going to draw 3, so that'll put me at. Actually, I draw 2, so that'll put me at 8. 1, 2. And turn it over to you.
Gonna sell Samuel Hartley for 2.
He also made my deck, not surprisingly. It's almost like a must include.
And no purchase. Back to you, sir.
All right. So I don't have healing, no requisition. Deployment, I'll pay 3, go down to 5 to play my Officer Corning. That is a resource point every time a criminal investigation or primordial card is played. And we'll do case assignment. I will pay 1 and go down to 4 to play Celsus Day, Convalescent Home. That is a occult or criminal investigation 5+, and a motive or method question. And that's my only site.
Okay. I have 1 bluff.
All right. Well, I'll send everybody and let's try it out. They're all going to the Excelsis Day Convalescent Home. And that is going to be a occult investigation.
All right. All right, the bluff is the death card. I've played it face down. It would normally cost 2, but only costs 1. And then play to add 4 conspiracy points to your pool immediately, which leaves me with 8. And when an adversary's long range is NA, does that mean it's skipped, or that just means he doesn't have any value in long range combat?
I think he doesn't have any value, but I'll let the judges weigh in on this. Usually it says it's skipped on the card itself.
Correct. It depends what it says in the game effect. If it says it's skipped, then you move on. If it doesn't say anything, then it has no. It doesn't have the ability to have a long range combat card played on it, more or less, unless there's a combat. I think there might be a combat card that does give it, but yeah, NA means that it can't acquire like a long range modifier.
I don't think there are any combat cards that allow you to have long range if you have NA. I think if you have NA, you can't do anything about long range.
Yeah.
But if it's 0, you can add with combat cards?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was thinking of... Oh, God, what am I thinking of? I'll think of it later. But I think I was thinking Energy Strike was the one I was thinking of. It says if it doesn't have LRC skill, this card gives it. It's something along those lines. But yeah, David. Long story short, to answer your question, if the game effect doesn't say it's skipped, then you do have a long range round to do.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Yep.
All right. Another time. I got nothing to sell him.
All right, so let's see. It's a motive or method.
Should ask method.
don't know why I thought method was an option. It's dumbassery on my part. I think ideology is the obvious motive question.
It is ideology. Yeah.
That's also the one that there are the most of here, so it only narrows it down a little bit. But let me see where I'm at. Um, got you down to 4, and I think I'll take a crack at it. Is your X-File the cigarette smoking man?
It is not.
Okay. All right, you get a penalty question. I believe it has to be motive as well, right, guys?
Correct, yes.
Yeah, okay.
So I'm going to ask, is your motive knowledge?
It is not.
Okay.
All right, and so I'll discard the site. I have 8 cards. Oh man, 8 cards, so I'm going to discard. Discard John Lee Roche.
Mhm.
Sad.
I only have 5, so I discard.
All right, you're up.
All right, I'll draw for turn. And generate a res. I get 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm going to buy 2 and turn to you to buy and sell.
I'm gonna sell off Chuck's resources for 2. I'll go up to 9 conspiracy, and then I'll buy 1 card, so I'm at 8. All good.
All right, healing. Pendril will take off 2, and Manners will take off 1. I'm going to move Pendril to the field. No requisition. Deployment I'm going to leave as is. Or I'll take Pendrell out of the hospital anyway and put him in the field. And then for case assignment, we're going to the oil refinery in Alberta, Canada. This is evidence collection 4 plus. The question is motive.
Yeah, no bluffs.
All right. Overwhelming force. I'm bringing them all 4 up to the site. Evidence collection. I've got 2, 3, 6, 9.
That was motive, you said, right?
Correct.
Okay. Yeah. Don't think there's anything I can do here. Ask away.
Oh, all right. Was not prepared for that. Is your motive? Is your motive security?
It is not.
All right. Well, that helps a little bit. Move the oil refinery to discard. And I only have 7, so we'll discard.
I have 7 as well. All right, so I will draw. Generate res. It's going to be 1, 2, 3. Sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Go down to 2 on that one. 6, 7. Go down to 4 on that one. For a total of 11. And I'm going to draw 3 cards. Go down to 8.
My time to sell.
Yes, sir.
All right. I will sell Detective Sharon Lazard 2. And I'll buy just a bit. And back to you, Sam.
Okay. So I don't have any healing or requisition during deployment. I'm going to play Assign to the X-Files. And I'm going to assign Agent Fred Nemhauser to my team.
Nemhauser.
So I have to pay a total of 3 for that. 2 plus the 1. It's going to cost me 5. Or put me at 5 resource. So he's hanging with the team. I think this one goes to my discard pile. And then case assignment, I'm going to pay 1, go down to 4, play the Central Prison, makes an appearance again. That's a cult or criminal investigation, 5+. And motive or method, which I already know, but could give me a question. Who knows?
And just for my knowledge. Oh, you haven't deployed agents yet, have you?
No, they're all just in the field.
And I'm sorry, it's evidence collection and what?
It's occult investigation or criminal investigation, 5+. And actually, I'm going to gain 1 from that for Officer Corning. Go up to 5.
Okay, no bluffs.
All right. Let me see here. So before we yeah, that's fine. All right, we'll go to investigation. I will send the team for a occult investigation check.
Occult, okay. And I'm going to deploy the gray-haired man.
Uh-oh.
Oh, it's conspiracy and evidence collection. Can I use him? Probably not then, right?
This is occult and criminal investigation.
Yeah, so I got nothing on.
Motive or method. So a gray-haired man names the actual skill check instead of the motive, method, result, all that stuff.
Correct. Yeah.
That's his activator. Oh, interesting. So this goes through. I have 6 occult investigation here.
Yes.
Okay, so I'll just ask the question: is your X-file ancestor spirits?
Yes, it is.
You know what's funny? Mine is also ancestor spirits. That is random.
Well done, Nathan. David, it was a fine effort, but when you're faced up against the agent of death, I mean, come on, it's pretty much a foregone conclusion.
Hey, look, the only player who had an agent removed from the game was me.
Yeah, well, sort of by your own design.
It was a reverse agent of death.
Yeah, it wasn't necessarily a killer card, but it was sort of like a killer effect. But
that was actually pretty stupid. I should not have done that.
it still worked out well for you. And you played assigned to the X-File, so one killer card did get played in the course of the game.
True.
Which you wouldn't have been able to play assigned to the X-Files unless you had Patterson removed from the game, right? Because before that, you'd have a total of 20.
Yeah, but yeah.
Well, it doesn't cap you. It just says play to permanently add. Or does
Yeah,
it
but
say
the normal rules for selecting an agent apply, and I think that sort of includes.
Oh, that's true. That's true. I hadn't even thought about that.
But no, if you'd played that before Patterson left, then it'd be like, oh, sorry. But no, so it came up at the right time too.
That's true.
So, yeah, not bad. Well played. Very well played from beginning to end. Now, David, the other site that Nathan never investigated, that had what, the death card bluff under it? It had to have been, right?
No,
I think so.
Oh yeah, death card. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I thought I couldn't remember what the other bluff was for a while, and I thought it might have been the death card. All right, you could have used that.
Why you were so afraid of that one?
Yeah.
No. It wasn't fear. It wasn't fear. Look, because I'm so stupid and I killed Agent Patterson so early, half my deck became inoperable. Okay. I did not have the 4 criminal investigation until I got Nemhauser on the team.
Yeah.
So that, I mean, it worked out, but it was colossally dumb. It really was.
It's fun though
to go for the throw like that. Yeah.
All right. Well,
I mean, I got lucky by guessing the method right away.
Yeah.
Second guess. So
that was a stroke of luck there for sure. But I guess we didn't really unearth any problems with other than I forgot to update my spreadsheet. But yeah, for one card. But yes, all right. So
I was sitting on these 2 adversaries, and I'm curious. I kind of blew it early too, with that first site. When Patterson was knocking me out, I had a first aid card in my hand that I could have played, but it was stuck to the back of this one, so I didn't remember that it was there. So I was looking through my hand. I was like, "Oh, I thought I had that," and I could have kept an agent in the game and asked a question earlier, but I didn't. Now with El Chupacabra and the host attacks,
El Chupacabra. That been a brutal one.
Yeah, but I felt like with 0 LRC and NA on the host attacks, that if I played it, I was just going to get knocked out right away.
The host attacks. Yeah, he's only got like 4 health. He would have been.
He's got 3 health. He would have been decimated, right?
Yeah, he would not have made it to close range.
But here's the thing. I only have 2 agents with occult investigation. So if you could have taken out either of them, I would have failed at least the 5+ skill checks.
Yeah, but
so it would have been worth, even if he gets decimated, it might have been worth doing.
Well, but LRC would have knocked him out right away, right?
Yeah,
he doesn't have an LRC skill. Oh yeah,
he doesn't. Yeah, it's NA, so he would have not made it to close range where he'd be able to inflict that soon-to-be fatal hit. And it takes like 5 rounds or something, so I don't know. There's a chance you probably could have eventually made that. Well, no, you don't have really much medical on your team, so yeah, you might not have survived that. Had the game actually gotten to be 5 rounds.
I did include host attacks in this deck.
It's cheap.
It's cheap, but like you said, 5 turns is a long time to wait for him to do something.
Yeah, I mean, unless it comes up early in the game, you may not actually see an agent get killed off.
Right.
Since I have the experts, I thought I remembered a card that lets you skip long range combat. Does that sound familiar?
It's a combat.
I can't remember which one though, but yeah.
Okay, I'll do my homework for next week.
Yeah, I don't have all the combat cards committed to my memory because I rarely look at them until more recently. But yeah.
Yeah. Well, also while I have the experts, so I looked this up on the FAQ there are 2 answers. Kevin Marion's FAQ, right? These witnesses that generate resource points, do they generate resource points when your opponent plays the cards too?
Yeah, like it would be in this case a primordial adversary. but it has to be during, like, when you're the investigating player. It can't be like you're the conspiracy player, I'm going to play a primordial adversary and get awarded for it. So while you're the investigating player and he plays like the hunter in the dark, which is primordial, you'd get a resource.
But if I play a primordial adversary on him as a conspiracy player, I do not get it.
No.
Okay, good to know.
So yeah, that's one of those things where you put that card in, like, I think Dr. Osborne is government for that. So it's like you got to be mindful of like all the keywords that your opponent, on the cards that your opponent is playing, because they might have those in there.
Because I built this deck.
Yeah, you had
with manners, like, and it's all primordial. It's all well, I shouldn't say all. Most of it is criminal investigation too.
Yeah, the primordial ones wouldn't have worked for you.
No, right, and that's why I asked the question. And the fact is actually the original game designers were talking about Kevin Morris, and they said yes, he does generate res if you play an alien investigation card as the conspiracy player, right? And Kevin Marion then in 2020 or 2021 said, I think that's wrong.
Yeah.
And so there are inconsistent answers on this one.
Right.
So I just want, as long as we're all on the same page, that's cool. And I'll tinker with this for the next time.
I feel like if you're asking like the designers of the games who design cards like Assassinated, they'd be like, oh yeah, regardless of whether you're the conspiracy player or not. But I don't know. I think it makes sense in the sense that these witness resources are RP cards, and so therefore I think the benefit should only come about
as an active
player turn. Which, I mean, it's just applying the logic, thinking about it logically. But I suppose there are those that might be like, oh, whenever it comes up, whenever you're the conspiracy, I don't agree to it. But I guess it's one of those things where you play with other people. You have to probably reach a consensus with them on that.
Well, ideally, I'd like when we eventually have a website, right? I'd like to have our own little rules addendum.
Yeah.
That says here are the rules that we're designing cards around, right? Like
very
our cards
long
may not work as intended if you're playing by different rules. You know what I mean? So
yeah, that's not a bad thing. Yeah, but it is going to be one of the it'd have to be nice. I'd like it to be nicely if there's a way to sort it and organize it in a nice way, because when you look at like Kevin Marion's FAQ, it's like, oh god, you're going there for a very specific question and you got to scroll through like endless text and you're like trying to find
I just got to word search it.
You have to use you got to use the find on page option to speed things up. And so, I'd like to sort it in a way that is, somewhat commonsensical. The find option will still be there, but if you're just wanting to, like, okay, this is a combat related question, so there's a category for combat question, and such.
Right. All right. So any other? We didn't get to see too many season 4 cards.
Not really. That's okay. I mean, it's still like the ones we did get to see, still held up.
Yeah, I had a handful of adversaries. Inez, Russian Horseman.
Ooh.
I discarded Roche. I saw all those juicy witnesses, David, that you had in your hand, and I was thinking, oh, Victor Roche is gonna feast. and then you just discarded them. And I'm like, oh man. Nurse Inez too. Yeah. Well, actually, that's a good point. So for example, David had Daniel Trepkos in his hand for a while, which you should have kept, by the way, because this is all primordial adversaries. But
I didn't put it together.
Yeah. I should ask. So, like, Nurse Inez and the Russian, I think it's Russian Horseman. No, is it?
Yeah, they're primordial.
No, I had thought I had a different adversary that triggered on a witness. Oh, Roche.
Roche is. Yeah, they do that.
So, for example, if he played Daniel Trepkos,
you would be able to do it.
I could in his. So I would play in a primordial adversary. He would play Trepkos. Then I would play Nurse Inez.
Yep. If you can afford it, yeah.
If I could afford it, which is fine because Nurse Inez says the witness is discarded.
Yep. Yep. Trepkos is discarded. Yep.
Or maybe that should be negated.
Well, oh yeah. Yeah, I get. Yeah, that would probably make more sense. Negated and discard. Well, we need. Yeah.
I think you probably had in mind when writing this that it was just going to be a witness with a skill modifier, right?
Probably. Well, but I mean, like, did the card like anytime that I try to think of what an existing example does it. All right, I gotta look at like Kiss of the Vampire or the one from the adversary from Blood. I think I was probably using their language. All right, is that Inez you're reading or the Hort? It's Inez you're looking
at. That's Inez, yeah.
Yeah.
And I thought Inez was clear enough. So it means Trepkos is not going to negate my adversary, right? Nurse Inez is going to take him out.
Yeah. That's the idea. Now I'm going. Let's go to Psychos. Pheromone-induced psychosis was what I was thinking of. So I was pretty sure I was modeling the language after that one. See what it said. Yeah, the pheromone-induced psychosis says witness is discarded and the team is attacked. So, yeah, doesn't spell out that the modifier is negated, but I feel like it's like I feel like that would be the case, even if you like in effect, like in a Trepkos case where it's negating an adversary. I think that effect is negated in turn if it's discarded.
It's definitely implied.
Yeah.
But I wonder if we should add a keyword negate to her.
Yeah, I'm on an adversary. Yeah, I mean,
I don't know. Well, I throw that up for discussion.
Yeah, no, it's not a bad idea. It's like, I mean, the instance of like pheromone-induced psychosis, Kiss of the Vampire. I mean, yeah, they don't have that in there, but
yeah, I think if the witness is discarded, it really implies that whatever effect the witness has is, negated. So yeah. I think the card is pretty clear as
much as I'm a fan of I love stuffing keywords onto the side. Those, although I know Dax doesn't like it, but I love more keywords on cards rather than fewer.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah, anytime I see just something. What's that?
Just something to think about. But more pressing, John Lee Roche. So when I saw he had Trepkos, I wondered what would happen if you played John Lee Roche, because it says he abducts the witness, but it's not clear if that means the witness effect is still happening. You know what I mean? Like what does abduct it really mean for him to abduct the witness?
Like much of the same way like an agent gets abducted, it's like, they're not applying any skills or anything at that point in time.
Well, is that like in the rule book, or is that like an abduction card or something?
I mean, there are abduction cards like Alien Harvester, and then the abduction adversary, and then there's like, isn't there an event card?
Let me take a look at what they say.
I can't remember the event card that does it, but yeah. But those, of course, are those two that I meant. Those two examples apply to agents. But yeah, I mean, I was going for the same idea. Is that you're not using the abducted, like, and the same like with Jerry Schnauz too. It's like you're the abducted agent ain't applying skills at that point. They are. It's like they're out of play basically.
But with the witness, I took it to mean that the witness is discarded, basically.
Yeah, well, because that's true. Because what it is it's sort of creating a sort of like a race against time to like your site skill check is dependent upon your, not because the witness has been taken, but if you, as it says on the card, if they fail, to recover the witness, then they fail the site skill check, because basically it hinges on them being able to recover the witness, regardless of whether the, like a Trepkos or whatever. But yeah, that was the idea there.
So, and I'm just looking at the two adversary cards from Premier and Truth, the Alien Harvester and Abduction.
Mm-hmm.
And they both seem to suggest that abduction has a definition, and it's that the agent that's abducted is placed 10 cards down in the bureau deck.
Yeah.
Face up. So is that true of this witness too?
No, it's no, the idea is that it's placed like underneath Roche. And same with Schnauz, when that agent is taken.
I don't have Schnauz in front of me.
Schnauz does not initiate combat. Select one opposing agent for abduction. Place this card on top of the agent along with 5 tokens. Remove a token in each of the agent's briefing phases. When the last token is discarded, the agent is removed from the game.
Okay.
I think if there was a definition of abduction, to me, it would be that either the agent or the witness is taken out of play for X amount of turns, and then the card specifies what happens to it, to the agent, whether there are tokens being placed on him or whether he's being placed 10 cards down in the bureau deck. But basically, for me, abduction is it's taken out of play.
Yeah, yeah. And by the time you get it, like if well, yeah, in the case of Roche, it's not like it's over the court. It's not like an event that's taking place over multiple rounds. In the case of Roche, it's like what it is it's making your site investigation dependent upon that
Check.
That criminal investigation 5 skill check in order to negate Roche.
Basically, you would not be playing Roach if the opposing team could make the criminal skill check immediately.
Yeah, it's kind of like you know how gosh, didn't you just play this card on me last night, Guillaume, like radioactive area, where what it does is like it creates a scenario where it's like, okay, you guys got to make it's like, okay, we're raising your skill check, or we're raising your site prerequisite all of a sudden. So now it's like, yeah, if you don't make that, then suddenly you get, points of damage allocated to all your team.
So, Nathan, maybe would you feel better about the card if it just said, play this adversary when your opponent has played a witness, force the team to make a criminal investigation 5+ skill check? Basically, if the abducted part was removed, would that make more sense to you?
I think it would, yeah.
Because basically it would be the same. But I like having that sentence say he abducts the witness because it's true to the episode. But maybe it does create confusion. I don't know. You could remove it and the card would have the same effect.
I mean, if we're getting down to it, yeah, the abducts the witness. Yeah, I mean it's intended. It's not exactly fluff text, but what it is like it is the key point of that sentence is that, yeah, your team must now make this criminal 5 skill check in order to negate Roche. Otherwise, yeah, if unsuccessful, the site skill check is failed, witness removed from the game. But yeah, so that, I mean, that's the the crux of it is that you got to make that skill check in order to get Roche out of the picture.
I think maybe having that sentence allows you to have the keyword abduction, which you would not,
But
add.
I didn't include that as a keyword, though. Did I? No.
No.
Adversary primary abduction and creeper.
Oh, my spreadsheet didn't have that on there. I added that. That was a later edition. Okay. I know I should be looking at the printed card in front of me because obviously that's going to have be the most up to date. Yeah, that is on there. Okay.
So to answer your question, yes, I think because the abduction, quote unquote, takes place really if they fail the skill check. And the result of the abduction is the witness is removed from the game, right?
If unsuccessful. If unsuccessful.
Right,
if unsuccessful. Yeah.
Well, I
If
think
they, if they do make it, it says Roche is actually negated. So it has no effect. So right. Yeah. That makes sense to me.
I think maybe at some point we should have maybe a card that would negate a keyword abduction card, and that way it would also make more sense to have more cards that have the keyword abduction.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right now there's maybe 4 between season 4 and the commercially released cards. Yeah, and that would actually make using Agent Kasdan a little more desirable because her effect is basically useless unless like one of those 2 abduction cards gets played.
I think I have like 2 or 3 cards maybe with the abduction keyword on them right now for my season 5 concept stuff.
Cool. I mean, yeah, with the Patient X and Red and the Black, yeah, that's certainly applicable.
I think they're all from those 2 episodes actually.
Yeah. And then, which is great because you can also, if there's room on there, apply the keyword abductee potentially as well, because that's a keyword that I'm establishing in season 4, but with the idea of having it more applicable in season 5 with like adversaries like the alien rebels.
Okay.
While we're on the topic of keywords, do you guys have any further thoughts about what the secret keyword, the keyword secret that was dropped on that one Scully set card how we could potentially use that in future cards?
Oh wow, I haven't even thought of that since we talked about it actually.
Yeah, the card itself from the Scully set doesn't really give you any idea what the keyword is intended to do. So
it's a secret.
It's a secret at this point. What were you saying, Guillaume? I'm sorry,
I was saying maybe we should cut the broadcast for this part.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking. Yeah, okay, yeah, that's true. That is probably not a widely known fact that there's that particular card in that set.
All right,
didn't see which card though, but yeah,
we're talking secrets, so we got to cut it short.
The syndicate must confer in closed session.
Yep. Right. On East 46th Street here. I'll meet you guys there.
Oh, good reference. Good reference.
Yep.
All right, gentlemen. Thank you very much for a great game, and we'll see you next Saturday, if not sooner.